Did you know that criminals specifically target seniors' homes because they know exactly what mistakes to look for? In the next 15 minutes, I'll reveal the 6 most dangerous home security mistakes that put elderly Americans at risk every single day, and show you simple solutions that cost nothing but could save your life. The third mistake on this list is something 8 out of 10 seniors do without realizing they're practically inviting criminals inside. Helen from Denver thought her quiet neighborhood was safe until she made one simple mistake with her front door routine. Within 48 hours, 2 strangers had cased her home and attempted a break-in while she was sleeping. What Helen didn't know was that criminals had been watching her daily habits for weeks. Security mistake. 1. Leaving lights on 24/7. Are you leaving the same lights on every single night, thinking it makes you look like you're home? This common practice that many seniors believe keeps them safe is actually sending the wrong message to criminals who are actively watching your property. Research from the National Institute of Justice shows that consistent lighting patterns that never change actually signal to experienced burglars that no one is monitoring the home. Professional thieves have learned to distinguish between occupied homes with natural lighting variations and empty homes with static light displays that remain identical night after night. The problem with leaving identical lights on every evening is that it creates a predictable pattern that criminals can easily identify and exploit. Burglars watch neighborhoods for weeks, taking notes on which homes show the same exact lighting configuration day after day without any variation. When your living room lamp stays on from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. every single night, followed by your bedroom light from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m., you're essentially advertising that these are automatic timers rather than actual human activity. Smart criminals know that real people don't follow such rigid lighting schedules, and they use this information to determine when homes are most vulnerable. Consider what happened to Frank from Atlanta, who left his porch light and kitchen light on the same schedule for 3 months straight. Burglars noticed this unchanging pattern and realized no one was actually controlling these lights manually. They planned their break-in during Frank's predictable dark periods when they knew he wouldn't be near any windows. This mistake makes your home 3 times more likely to be targeted because criminals can predict exactly when and where you'll have lighting, allowing them to plan their approach through darker areas of your property. The solution is surprisingly simple and costs you absolutely nothing beyond a few minutes of your time. Use timer switches that vary your lighting patterns randomly, creating different schedules throughout the week so no 2 nights look exactly the same. Set different lights to turn on and off at varying times, sometimes leaving the bedroom light on longer, other times turning on different combinations of lamps and overhead lights. You want to create the impression that real people are moving through your home at unpredictable times. Change this pattern tonight before criminals notice the routine, because every day you maintain the same lighting schedule is another day you're helping burglars plan their strategy. Security mistake 2, hiding spare keys in obvious places. That fake rock or plant pot isn't fooling anyone, especially not criminals who have made it their business to know every hiding spot you can imagine. The practice of hiding spare keys around your property has become so predictable that professional burglars can find these keys faster than you can. FBI crime prevention specialists warn that 85% of break-ins happen because criminals find hidden keys that homeowners thought were cleverly concealed. These statistics reveal just how vulnerable this common practice makes your home, turning your security precaution into your biggest security weakness. The locations where seniors typically hide spare keys have become a standard checklist for burglars who target older adults specifically. Under doormats, inside fake rocks, beneath flower pots, above door frames and inside magnetic boxes attached to railings are the first places criminals check when they're planning a break-in. Professional burglars check these hiding spots in under 30 seconds because they've learned that seniors often choose the same predictable locations. What's even more concerning is that many criminals now carry small metal detectors that can quickly locate magnetic key boxes, making even those supposedly secure options completely useless. Take the case of Dorothy from Sacramento, who hid her spare key in what she thought was the perfect spot inside a fake rock near her front steps. Within 2 days of placing it there, someone had discovered the key and used it to enter her home while she was at her weekly bridge game. The burglar knew exactly when Dorothy would be away because they had been watching her routine, and the hidden key gave them effortless access without having to force entry or create noise. You're literally giving criminals a free pass into your home when you hide keys in these obvious locations, eliminating every other security measure you might have in place. The smart solution requires you to think differently about spare key access while maintaining your peace of mind about being locked out. Give spare keys to trusted neighbors who are frequently home, or invest in a secure lockbox with a combination code that you can mount in a truly hidden location away from your main entrance. Choose neighbors who know your routine and can quickly respond if you need access, creating a human security network rather than relying on hiding spots. Another option is to hide a key in a location that requires specific knowledge about your property, such as inside a sealed container in your garage or basement that only you would think to check. Remove that hidden key today before someone finds it, because every day it remains in an obvious location is another opportunity for criminals to discover your vulnerability. Security mistake. 3. Posting daily routines on social media. Every time you post about your morning walk or weekly grocery trip, you're creating a criminal's roadmap to your empty home. Many seniors have embraced social media as a wonderful way to stay connected with family and friends, but sharing real-time information about your activities and schedules has become a serious security risk that most people don't recognize. Cybersecurity experts at Stanford University found that 60% of seniors unknowingly share their schedules online through photos, check-ins, and status updates that reveal exactly when their homes are unoccupied. This information is incredibly valuable to criminals who use social media to research potential targets and plan break-ins when they know homeowners will be away. The danger comes from the combination of information you share across different posts and platforms, creating a detailed picture of your weekly routine that criminals can easily piece together. When you post a photo of your Tuesday morning coffee with friends, followed by a check-in at the grocery store every Thursday afternoon, and then share pictures from your weekly church service, you're providing a schedule that burglars can use to predict when your house will be empty. Photos with timestamps tell criminals exactly when your house is empty, and many smartphones automatically include location data that confirms you're away from home. Even seemingly innocent posts about preparing for activities or looking forward to events can signal upcoming absences from your property. Consider what happened to Richard from Phoenix, who regularly posted about his golf schedule and volunteer work at the local hospital. Criminals used his social media activity to determine that he was away from home every Tuesday and Thursday morning and every Saturday afternoon for at least 4 hours. They planned their break-in for a Thursday morning when they knew Richard would be at the hospital, using information he had willingly shared online. The burglars knew exactly how long they had to search his home, because Richard's posts had established a clear pattern of his time away from the property. Your solution is to completely change how and when you share information about your activities, focusing on past events rather than future plans or current locations. Post about activities only after you return home, never before or during the event, so you can still share your experiences with family and friends without broadcasting your absence. Instead of saying, heading to the farmer's market this morning, wait until you're back home and post, had a wonderful time at the farmer's market today. Avoid using location tags that show exactly where you are in real time, and review your privacy settings to ensure your posts are only visible to people you actually know and trust. Review your recent posts right now and delete any that reveal your schedule, because criminals may already be using this information to plan their approach to your home. Security mistake. 4. Answering the door without verification. Opening your door just because someone knocked could be the most dangerous thing you do all day, yet many seniors feel obligated to answer every knock or doorbell ring. This ingrained politeness and desire to be helpful can put you in immediate physical danger when criminals use deception to gain entry to your home. The National Crime Prevention Council reports that 30% of home invasions start with the victim voluntarily opening the door to someone they don't know. These statistics highlight how criminals have learned to exploit the trusting nature of older adults, using various tactics to convince seniors to open their doors and provide access to their homes. The techniques criminals use to get seniors to open doors have become increasingly sophisticated and convincing, making it harder to distinguish between legitimate visitors and dangerous imposters. Criminals pose as delivery drivers with packages for neighbors, utility workers claiming to check meters or investigate service problems, medical personnel responding to emergency calls, or even people claiming their car broke down and needing to use your phone. They often dress professionally, carry official-looking clipboards or badges, and speak with authority about urgent situations that require immediate access to your home. These deception tactics work because they create scenarios where refusing to help seems unreasonable or unkind, pressuring seniors into making quick decisions without proper verification. Barbara from Miami learned this lesson the hard way when she opened her door to someone claiming to be from the water company who needed to check for a serious leak that was affecting the neighborhood. The person wore an official-looking uniform and carried a clipboard with her address written on it, making the request seem completely legitimate. Once that door opened, she realized she had lost her primary barrier of protection when the person pushed past her into the house, revealing this was actually a home invasion that put her life in danger. The criminal had spent time researching the neighborhood and preparing props to make their deception convincing enough to fool a cautious homeowner. Your safest approach is to establish a strict policy of never opening your door unless you can verify the identity and legitimacy of every visitor through multiple steps. Always verify identity through the peephole and ask for official ID before opening. But don't stop there. Ask for their company name, employee ID number, and the specific reason for the visit. Then call their company directly to confirm they sent someone to your address. Real professionals understand and appreciate security concerns, while criminals become uncomfortable when faced with thorough verification procedures. Install a chain lock or security bar that allows you to open the door slightly while maintaining a barrier. And consider installing a video doorbell that lets you see and communicate with visitors without opening the door at all. Starting today, never open your door unless you're absolutely certain who's there, because the few extra minutes of verification could save your life and everything you own. Security mistake. 5. Keeping ground floor, windows unlocked. That window you crack open for fresh air might be giving criminals fresh access to your home, creating an entry point that many seniors don't consider when thinking about home security. Windows represent the second most common entry point for burglars, yet many homeowners focus exclusively on door security, while leaving windows vulnerable to forced entry. According to FBI statistics, 23% of burglars enter through first-floor windows, taking advantage of unlocked latches, damaged screens, and windows that are left partially open for ventilation. This statistic becomes even more concerning when you realize that window break-ins often go unnoticed by neighbors because they don't create the obvious signs of forced entry that damaged doors produce. The vulnerability of ground floor windows extends beyond just unlocked latches to include older window hardware that may not function properly and screens that provide no real security against determined intruders. Even a slightly open window can be forced wider in seconds using simple tools that criminals commonly carry, and old window locks often fail under minimal pressure because the metal has weakened over time. Many seniors live in older homes where window security was designed decades ago when crime rates were different and criminal techniques were less sophisticated. Modern burglars know how to quickly assess window security from the outside, identifying which windows have functioning locks, which screens can be easily removed, and which windows are regularly left open during predictable times. James from Portland discovered this vulnerability when someone entered his home through a basement window that he kept slightly open for air circulation in his workshop area. The window appeared secure because it was only open a few inches and was partially hidden by bushes, but criminals had noticed this pattern during their surveillance of the neighborhood. They used a simple pry bar to widen the opening enough to climb through, gaining access to his home without triggering any alarms or creating noise that would alert neighbors. The break-in occurred during James's regular afternoon nap, when he wouldn't have heard subtle sounds from the basement, showing how criminals time their entries to avoid detection. The solution requires you to treat every ground floor window as a potential entry point that needs the same security attention you give to your doors. Install window locks on every accessible window and always secure them, even when you're home, because criminals often strike when they know you're inside but not paying attention to subtle entry sounds. Replace old or damaged window hardware with modern security locks that can't be easily forced. And consider installing window security film that makes glass much harder to break quietly. For windows you want to keep open for ventilation, install window security bars or stops that limit how far the window can open while still allowing airflow. Check every ground floor window in your house right after watching this video, because each unsecured window represents an invitation for criminals who are looking for easy access to your home. Security mistake 6. Displaying expensive items near windows. Are you unknowingly advertising your valuables to every criminal who walks by your home during their surveillance of potential targets? Many seniors have worked their entire lives to acquire beautiful possessions and naturally want to display them in their homes, but placing valuable items where they're visible from outside creates an irresistible temptation for criminals. Crime prevention specialists at Johns Hopkins report that visible valuables increase break-in risk by 400% because they provide criminals with specific motivation and targets rather than just general opportunity. This dramatic increase in risk occurs because criminals can see exactly what they want to steal, making the potential reward worth the risk of breaking into your home. The items that attract criminal attention aren't just obvious valuables like jewelry and electronics, but also include things that many seniors don't realize are broadcasting wealth and vulnerability to potential thieves. Jewelry boxes left on bedroom dressers near windows, expensive electronics like large televisions or computer equipment visible in living rooms, prescription bottles that indicate valuable medications, purses or wallets left on kitchen counters, and even piles of mail that might contain checks or financial information all create attractive targets. You're essentially creating a shopping catalog for thieves when these items are visible from outside, allowing them to determine whether your home contains enough valuable items to justify the risk of a break-in. Criminals often use binoculars or telephoto cameras to get detailed views of home interiors during their surveillance operations. Consider the experience of Thomas from Seattle, who kept his late wife's jewelry collection displayed in a beautiful case near his bedroom window, where the afternoon sun would make the pieces sparkle. He thought the display honored her memory and brought him comfort. But criminals noticed the valuable collection during their surveillance of his neighborhood. They planned their break-in specifically to target this jewelry collection, knowing exactly where to find the most valuable items and how long they would need to access them. The visible display turned what could have been a random burglary into a targeted theft that resulted in the loss of irreplaceable family heirlooms that held both financial and emotional value. Your protection strategy must focus on removing temptation by ensuring that valuable items are never visible from outside your home, even to people who might be looking specifically for them. Move all valuables away from windows and close curtains at night, but also consider the view from your windows during daylight hours when curtains are typically open. Relocate jewelry boxes, electronics, and other valuable items to interior rooms or areas that can't be seen from outside, and avoid leaving purses, wallets, or financial documents in rooms with exterior windows. Install privacy film on windows that allows light in but prevents people from seeing inside, or use decorative window treatments that obscure the view while still allowing natural light. Walk through your home today and remove anything valuable from window view, because every day these items remain visible is another opportunity for criminals to catalog your possessions and plan their theft strategy. These 6 simple changes, varying your lights, securing spare keys, being careful with social media, verifying visitors, locking windows and hiding valuables, can transform your home from a target into a fortress. The best part is that every single solution costs you nothing but a few minutes of your time, yet they provide protection that could save your life and everything you've worked for. Tell me in the comments which of these mistakes you've been making. You might be surprised how many others share the same concerns. Hit that like button if this opened your eyes to something new. And please share this with other seniors in your life, because their safety matters just as much as yours.